Just days after a school shooting rocks the Madison community, we sit down one-on-one with Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes in the wake of the tragedy. And what will state lawmakers do, if anything, to make schools safer after the shooting this week in Madison? We'll talk directly to Assembly Speaker Robin Vos. And the Fed cuts rates. We'll look at how Americans have cranked up their credit card debt and what that rate cut could do for that debt. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. It has been over 24 hours since Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes last spoke publicly about the ongoing investigation into Monday's shooting at Abundant Life Christian School. Our Maddie Heimsch is the first person to speak with the chief today in an exclusive interview. She joins us now with what he told her. Maddie?
Chief Barnes was not able to speak to the ongoing investigation, but he did speak to decisions that were made by the department on Monday that led to incorrect reporting. Now, we heard on Monday by MPD that 5 people had been killed in the shooting. That was then corrected to 3 people. Chief Barnes himself also reported that a second grader made the original 911 call, then retracting that statement the next day and clarifying that it was a second grade teacher. One official also reportedly told the Associated Press that the shooter was a 17-year-old. We now know she was 15. I asked Chief Barnes to explain the process they go through to vet critical information before reporting it to the public and to the press.
Whenever you're giving out information and you're committed to timely and transparent information, you're going to get some things wrong. I think the most important thing is that it's corrected as soon as you find out, and we did that. But we were also always wanting to make sure that every information that we got out was as quickly as we could so that people could make good decisions about their own public safety.
As for information we're still waiting on, like the identity and status of the victims, Barnes told me, quote, "I do not have any plans on releasing any information about the victims." He also says he'll have to consult with the district attorney before doing anything like that. I'll bring you more from our conversation on News 3 Now at 6 and later tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Reporting from downtown Madison, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
All right, Maddie, thank you. And stay with us here or on channel3000.com for updates the moment we get new information. There's also an article up that points out those errors reported Monday and what the correct information is. Well, yesterday evening, the Janesville Police Department was notified about a bomb threat posted to Snapchat by a 15-year-old. Police were notified around 8:30, and then just after midnight, the young boy was taken into custody. That threat was directed toward a residence in the city. However, officers ensure there is no threat to the community. The teen is now being held at the Youth Services Center in Janesville on the charges of making terroristic threats. Well, now for a look at your first warn forecast with alert days and snow on the way. Meteorologist Blaze Keller on the weather patio. Blaze?
That's right. We could be getting ready for our real first significant snowfall of December. Up to this point, we really have not had a whole lot here in the Madison area and across southern Wisconsin. So let's take a look at what we can expect as we go throughout your day on Thursday. We have that winter weather advisory in the purple, and then we have that winter storm warning outside of the News 3 Now coverage area until 6 a.m. on Friday. That is in the pink. And we are expecting the greater impacts out of this next weather system to be found farther north and east. That's marked by the red. In the yellow, those medium impacts. It's going to be breezy. We're expecting low visibilities as that snow is falling. It's going to start off as a wet, heavier snow and then transition over more to a light, fluffy snow. Not to mention there could be some drifting and some blowing with this snow as well. We are anticipating by the end of this, sometime Friday morning, anywhere between 3 to 6 inches of snow in the dark blue with tapering amounts further south and west. So we do have an alert day for your Thursday, pretty much all day into early Friday for that snow. We're going to talk more about this system and what lies ahead for your Christmas Eve and Christmas in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Lawmakers at the state capitol are grappling how to move forward after Monday's shooting at Abundant Life School. Political reporter Will Keneally has more on where we go from here. Will?
One of the main agencies that stepped up in the wake of Monday's shooting is the Office of School Safety. It's housed within the State Department of Justice and provided support here in Madison, deploying a critical incident response team to help reunify families. Now, funding for that office is up in next year's state budget. We sat down with Wisconsin's Assembly Speaker about the budget for that office specifically and what lawmakers might do in the wake of that shooting.
We funded it in the last budget. I'd certainly be open to looking at it again, but I'd like to know exactly what are they looking to do with it. Are there things that they would do differently? So sure, I'm definitely supportive of it, but I want to know more details.
Now, this is part of a wide-ranging interview we did with the Assembly Speaker, including taking a look at legislative solutions Wisconsin could consider in the wake of Monday's shooting. We'll have more from him coming up tonight at 6.
All right, well. Thank you. So many in our community are coming together in different ways to support those impacted by the shooting at Abundant Life. Our Tanisha Shaw spoke to 2 entrepreneurs who are using their businesses to help.
You are loved and seen, and we're here for you.
Community is important to Mallory Orr.
I love this community, and I love the students and the teachers at ALCS. A lot of them are regulars here. I see them sometimes daily, every other day, you know, and I just have developed relationships with all of them, and I deeply love them. So this tragedy breaks my heart for them.
Orr is the owner of Mercy's Coffee on Madison's North Side. Once she heard about the shooting on Monday that killed 2 and injured several others at Abundant Life Christian School, she knew she had to do something.
Anyone with a valid ALCS student or staff ID can just come in, and anything from our coffee menu or not coffee menu, like tea, matcha, chai, those kinds of things are on us.
Outside of free coffee, those affected can also rent out this room where they can decompress and reconnect with students and staff.
I decided to waive the fee for any members of the ALCS community that have been affected by the tragedy if they need a place to meet together to process through the trauma that they've just experienced, or to just, you know, have some time to be with friends and family, just to grieve together in a safe space that's kind of away from the chaos.
Rocky Rococo on Monona Drive is also feeding those impacted for free.
I thought to myself, what else can I do to reach out to the other families that were impacted by this shooting on Monday?
After hearing from school officials, Jose Zavala acted immediately.
She reached out for meals, if we could donate any meals to the children, the parents, and the teachers. They said they had about 180 people to serve. I ran over there without thinking about it twice. I've never seen anything like it. So once she called, I actually cried on the call because she was crying while trying to ask for this donation, and it made me cry too.
We have ways that you can support those impacted on our website right now. Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
Tanisha, thank you. And in the wake of the shooting, fundraising efforts are ongoing across our community. Our Ellie LaLiberte is live outside Abundant Life Christian School tonight with how alumni of the school are helping. Ellie?
And yeah, Eric, in the past few days, our community has banded together. And although there are still several processing what had happened here, there are also others stepping up. That includes alum Adam Rostet, who attended Abundant Life Christian School for 13 years. And when he heard the news, he told me he created a Google form to mobilize the community to help provide meals. His goal, to make sure all those impacted have one less thing to worry about.
I think I felt helpless. I think a lot of people, when they have that feeling of, we got to do something, it comes from a place of, well, what can I do? That's the first kind of feeling of like, there's nothing I can do about this. And that's honestly what I felt. And right away, the voice in my head that talked back was like, well, you could cook a meal.
Adam is looking for people to help make meals, deliver them, or provide gift cards for families impacted. So far, 376 people have signed up to help. Adam says he's in touch with the school on next steps. And for a link to donate, you can visit his website, which is motorboxmedia.com. For now, reporting live on Madison's east side, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Great to see from Adam there. Ellie, thank you. The Federal Reserve closed 2024 with an interest rate cut, the third straight, but people with debt or those looking to get a loan may not feel a major impact for a while. Katrina Kaufman reports from Washington.
Americans are carrying a record amount of credit card debt and are only expected to add more this holiday season.
That's troubling because interest rates are not quite at record highs anymore, but aren't too far from it.
Matt Schultz from the financial site Lending Tree says when the Federal Reserve started raising interest rates in 2022, the average credit card rate jumped from 19.5% to a record this past September of almost 25%. Borrowing rates dropped with the Fed's last two cuts, but only a little, and this new cut isn't expected to have a major impact.
After taking the elevator up, they're going to take the stairs down. It's going to be a pretty slow process.
That's because the Federal Reserve is still trying to lower inflation. The Fed used high interest rates to try and slow the economy down, but Americans keep spending, and prices recently ticked up.
Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell shared the board's projections for 2025. The 19 policymakers predict just 2 rate cuts next year.
As for additional cuts, we're going to be looking for further progress on inflation as well as continued strength in the labor market.
The Fed already has a difficult job. One is to make sure the economy is strong enough to have a strong labor market. The other side is it can't be too strong because we don't want inflation.
The board believes inflation could tick up in the coming months before eventually falling later next year. Katrina Kaufman, CBS News, Washington.
And the Federal Reserve will make another decision on interest rates as early as next month. UW-Madison police are warning would-be renters about a new method of rental scams. Officials say scammers will place posters with QR codes that lead victims to fraudulent websites. They offer these tips to help spot those scams. If you do scan a rental QR code, check the link. Scammers will place dots, hyphens, and other symbols to replicate another site's link. Never send payment for a property you've never seen or to a property owner you haven't met. If the rental rate is far below nearby properties, be skeptical. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. In Stoughton, police have identified the person who crashed into a veterans monument just over 2 weeks ago. Police have identified and ticketed a semi-driver who ran into the Plain Monument in front of the VFW post 328 and then drove away. And the driver, a 32-year-old man from Massachusetts, was cited for hit and run. On Facebook, officers say the quick thinking of witnesses getting the license plate number and vehicle details, and that was significant in finding the driver. The Milwaukee Brewers and Major League Baseball are staying in Wisconsin and Milwaukee for the next 25 years. Governor Evers announcing today the Brewers will keep calling Milwaukee home until at least 2050. Since the park opened back in 2001, it has generated roughly $2.5 billion in economic impact. In a statement, Governor Evers said that, quote, the Brewers have long been a critical part of our history and our heritage in Wisconsin, with billions of dollars in annual economic impact and hundreds of local family-supporting jobs. Well, still ahead, we'll have the latest on a possible case of bird flu right here in Wisconsin, plus your complete forecast. And on Wall Street today, the market's in the red, reacting to that interest rate news and future plans. The Dow plummeting some 1,123 points. The Nasdaq falls 716. The S&P 500 loses 178. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, brought to you by Cardinal Heating and Air Conditioning.
I just need to know which one of you is going to fix this.
Everything was fine until the electrician got here. I had everything under control until the plumber showed up.
Oh, hey, babe. You need anything? Just go upstairs, Ed.
Call Cardinal today for professional service you can count on.
Hurry in and save big on fiberglass blown-in insulation from Knauf. Did you know the attic is a home's #1 source of heat loss? Adding fiberglass insulation to your attic is an easy and effective way to keep your family warm. Right now, save big on Knauf blown-in insulation with a $5 rebate. Save up to 15% on your utility bills with a properly insulated home. Plus, stack on more savings with additional tax credits on qualifying energy-efficient upgrades.
Warm season's greetings to you all from the Nines.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a Tempur-Pedic mattress from Steinhoffels. Discover the advanced pressure-relieving power of a Tempur-Pedic, making aches and pains a thing of the past. Right now, Queen Tempur-Pedics start at just $52 per month when you use Steinhoffels' 60-month special financing. Plus, you get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Don't overpay for a good night's sleep. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
A lot of law firms claim to be experts at handling injury cases that involve large trucks. But handling one trucking case does not make you an expert on the subject. Experience matters in these cases. One local firm has handled 25 trucking cases which resulted in payments over $1 million each, and hundreds of others as well. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
You have a consumer issue and you keep getting the runaround. Need help?
It's call for action to help me. Nobody else did.
Contact our team by phone or on channel3000.com. Call for action only on News 3 Now, moving forward for you.
At 6, I have the very latest on alert day conditions expected Thursday going on into early Friday, along with the latest for winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings.
Then rumors are swirling after the recent school shooting. We cut through the noise to reveal fact versus fiction tonight at 6.
Start your new day with the News 3 Now This Morning team, bringing you local breaking news, exploring all that makes our area special, and letting you know what to expect when you head out the door. The Emmy Award-winning News 3 Now This Morning, weekdays. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The State Building Commission has denied a $70 million reallocation request from the UW system. That was meant to shift unused funds from the UW Eau Claire Sciences Building project to others, including the UW Madison Engineering Building. Senate Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu cited a lack of transparency as the reason for rejecting the request. Other impacted projects include renovations at UW Whitewater and UW Stout. The Democrats criticized the move, calling it politically motivated. Despite the setback, Republicans emphasized the engineering building remains a long-term priority for future approval. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services is reporting the state's first presumptive human case of H5N1 bird flu in Barron County. A person there was exposed to an infected commercial poultry flock, with the case still being looked at by the CDC. The Department of Health Services is monitoring farm workers and providing health information. Officials want to stress that the risk to the public is low as the virus spreads mainly through direct contact with infected birds. Symptoms include fever, sore throat, and cough. Proper cooking and hygiene ensure poultry and eggs remain safe for consumption. Homeowners should check their tax bills to make sure they are getting their lottery and gaming credit on their property taxes. Wisconsin's Department of Revenue wants to remind homeowners of the credit and that it averages about $213 across the state. To qualify for the credit this upcoming year, you must be a Wisconsin resident, own a dwelling, and use that place as your primary residence. For more information or to apply for the tax credit, visit the Wisconsin Department of Revenue website. Snow is coming. Let's take a full look at your First Warn forecast meteorologist, Blaze Keller. Blaze?
That's right. This may be our first real measurable snow so far this December. Tonight we'll hang out in the 20s as those clouds continue to increase out ahead of that snow expected on Thursday. We're cold by the weekend, but we're back to near 40 with some maybe wintry mixed chances there as we go into your Christmas Eve and Christmas time frame. So let's take a look at the big picture and then take it down to the local level. What's happening is a low pressure system is going to be coming out of the Dakotas and beginning to impact us as we go into the morning hours. We're at 8 a.m. Thursday morning. We're beginning to see that snow falling here across western and central parts of Wisconsin. As we go overnight into your Friday, we're going to be dealing with some of that heaviest snow at times into Thursday afternoon through the early evening hours. As this low begins to pull away out of the Great Lakes, we're going to be dealing with some light snow through the morning hours on Friday. Then we quiet down, but we could be dealing with some flurries as we go into your Saturday. So as I said, let's take it now down to that local level. That low pressure system is going to be moving in as we go throughout your Thursday. We're going to pause it here as we go into, well, I thought we were going to pause it as we go into your Thursday late afternoon, early evening. That's when we're expecting that snow to be the heaviest. Temperatures are going to rise slightly during the afternoon hours, and that's going to allow a little bit of moisture to move northwards. But as this low pulls away, winds are actually going to be coming off of Lake Michigan, and that's going to also add to some of that snow totals, especially along the Lake Michigan shoreline. Not to mention, on top of all of that, winds are going to be gusting upwards of maybe 25 to 30 miles per hour as this low pressure system moves on through. Both southerly winds out ahead of this low and then northerly winds back behind it. We're also going to be tracking possibly some drier air, especially across southwestern parts of the state. That's where we could see that drier air do what we call undercutting those snow possible totals. That's why we have that limited amount, about less than an inch to maybe an inch to 3 inches here across parts of Crawford County, Grant County, southern parts of Greene County, Lafayette County, as well as Iowa County. What we mean by undercutting is it's going to essentially evaporate that falling snow. So that's why sometimes we don't get as much snow as what we were predicting. But this is where we're expecting that drier air to really set up across southwestern parts of Wisconsin as this low pressure system moves from the northwest towards the southeast. Higher or further north and east, that's where we could see anywhere between 3 to 6 inches of snow, and especially along the Lake Michigan shoreline, that's where we could see in excess of 6 inches of snow further to the north. That's where they do find those winter storm warnings, accounting for for those higher snow totals. Across our coverage area, we only find those winter weather advisories. And again, where we're expecting that drier air to maybe cut in later Thursday afternoon, that's where we don't have any winter weather alerts for now. So stay with News 3 Now. We'll keep you updated. And as I mentioned before, using our First Warn weather app in the map feature, in the radar feature, if you click those 3 little circles in the bottom right corner, you can turn on alerts for severe weather alerts, or now during winter weather alerts, so you can know how long your county or where you live is underneath that winter weather advisory, or should any new alerts come up, you can get the latest information. For your Thursday commute, we're going to be dealing with that snow beginning during your morning commute, so maybe slow, but green to yellow in terms of the lights there. Red as you're heading home, because that's when we, again, are expecting the breeziest conditions and the heaviest snow to fall. We're looking at a pretty seasonal day, mid to upper 20s to low 30s, breezy conditions with those winds. And again, this might be our first measurable snow of December. Up to this point, we haven't even totaled a half an inch, and we usually pick up about a foot of snow by the end of the month here in the Madison area for December. Some flurries Saturday, drying out Sunday, and then we warm up with a wintry mix there coming after your Christmas and Christmas Eve.
All right, Blaze, thank you. Just ahead, stuck in outer space, how it'll be even longer now before a crew aboard the International Space Station can come home. That's coming up.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Like a bowl of cherries, life in Attic Angel is healthy and sweet. Our independent and assisted living lifestyles include newly renovated apartments, engaging social activities, and wellness support that is tailored to you. As time marches on, we promote the idea that life can always be a bowl of cherries. Attic Angel, the house that angels built.
Funny Girl is the theatrical event of the season. Entertainment Weekly raves Funny Girl is a love letter to the big old-fashioned Broadway musical. Don't miss Funny Girl, playing December 31st through January 5th at Overture Center. Tickets at overture.org.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
I just this morning made a new hole in my belt, so that was super exciting.
Why are women everywhere choosing Sonobello, the advanced solution for permanent fat removal?
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I've had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sonobello's best offer of the year. Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
Check it out, Snatch Waist. Loving, loving, loving the results.
It will change your life. It did for me.
Call 1-888-510-6198 now, or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Are you tired of the constant pain, numbness, tingling, and the poor balance caused by peripheral neuropathy? At Midwest Spine and Nerve Center, we help patients just like you with our non-invasive treatment options designed to reduce pain and improve balance and function without the need for drugs or surgery. Our personalized approach focuses on treating those symptoms and giving you back the life you deserve. Experience the benefits of a treatment plan designed to restore your quality of life. Call to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Willie Street Co-op has the perfect gift for every foodie on your list. Our seasonal gifts feature thoughtful selections of great goodies like culinary delights for your favorite gourmand or delicious beverages for your cup of cheer celebrations, and special items for the host with the most to create magical charcuterie boards, plus hundreds of other gift ideas. And the best part is, you're supporting fair trade, local and sustainable producers. Be an amazing gift giver and do a world of good with Willie Street Co-op this holiday season. Willie Street Co-op, everyone is welcome.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. Trust your home with RG Heating and AC.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. 2 Boeing Starliner astronauts aboard the International Space Station already knew they'd be spending Christmas in space, and now NASA says their homecoming is being delayed further. Their mission should have ended 6 months ago. As Mark Strassman reports, they'll be lucky to be home by springtime.
90% of our training is preparing for the unexpected.
You got to give it to Butch Wilmore and Sonny Williams. They've never complained, not once publicly, about their multiple delays coming home from the International Space Station. This time, the issue's the SpaceX capsule back on Earth to bring up their replacements. It needs more work. For Wilmore and Williams, their original 8-day mission could now last 10 months or longer. I asked Wilmore about the delays back in September.
Talk a little bit about the psychological adjustment for you and your family.
I can sum it up in one word, and that's resiliency. 8 days to 8 months or 9 months or 10 months, whatever it is, we're going to do the very best job we can do every single day.
Ignition.
The Boeing Starliner they launched on back in June developed problems with helium leaks and overheating thrusters. NASA decided to return Starliner without its crew.
Touchdown.
Extending the stay of Wilmore and Williams until at least February, when they could catch a ride home on a SpaceX Dragon. But NASA wants them to stay until the new crew arrives. With this latest delay, the earliest they'll come home is late March. Wilmore admitted the tough part is the toll on their families.
It is different, and they're going to learn from this, and they're going to grow from this, and like they never could have in any other situation. And for that, I am grateful.
Resilience is a life lesson for all of us. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Atlanta.
And we'll have a final check of your first warn forecast after a short break.
Don't let an appliance breakdown break you down. Count on Brothers Maine to rise to the occasion with support baked into every deal. Whether replacing or remodeling, we'll make sure your experience is a piece of cake. Brothers Maine, feel like family.
You expect your healthcare provider to take the time to listen to you, to learn more about you and why you came in. That's the care you expect, and that's the care we deliver at Upland Hills Health. Whether it's in our Dodgeville Hospital or at one of our 7 clinics, our skilled doctors and healthcare professionals personalize care for you and every member of your family. Upland Hills Health Hospital and Clinics. The care you expect, close to home.
I was an occupational therapist and I had lost my position. I was able to just go the next day, oh well, I can dash. I love it for the freedom. I can schedule myself. Also, dashing just gives you a sense of purpose. Having portable benefits would be really awesome for me because I could use them to help cover my vision, copays, and adding to my 401k. And I could continue to build that till I retire.
Steinhoffel's year-end sale only happens once a year. The best time to get unheard-of deals on closeouts and one-of-a-kind merchandise. Sofas, love seats, beds, dining sets, mattresses. It all has to go. There's no better time than now to buy the furniture you've been waiting for. And with Steinhoffel's 60-month special financing, your new room just got more affordable. The year-end sale, only at Steinhoffel's and steinhoffels.com.
The holidays.
So happy to get.
And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Find your red tag and use your red tag bonus cash to get $5,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Red 25.
You're going down.
It's a hut.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
I'm open.
Go deep.
Because you'll feel totally protected. Also, your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
There's a lot to love about life in the 608. Fundraisers, farmers markets, family events,
Tell Josh what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning in the 608. Weekdays only on News 3 Now this morning.
Coming up tonight right here on the CBS Evening News, in a massive reversal, a key House panel votes to release the ethics report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz amid allegations of sexual misconduct. What we know about the investigation and Gaetz' scathing response. That and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And we do have some breaking news. We have just learned the name of one of the victims in the shooting at Abundant Life Christian School on Monday. She has been identified as 14-year-old Ruby Patricia Vergara. In her obituary on Gunderson Funeral Home's website, it says she was an avid reader, loved art, singing, and playing keyboard in the family worship band. Funeral services will be held at City Church on East Buckeye Road this Saturday at 11 a.m. And we want to go to Blaze Keller now. One more check of the forecast with alert day conditions on the way.
That's right. Alert day condition throughout your entire Thursday as we are tracking our first real snow of December. You're looking there in the dark blue, maybe 3 to 6 inches of snow. Lesser totals further south and west. That's expected to begin Thursday morning and last until Friday morning. Most of us are underneath the purple, that winter weather advisory. Further to the north, the winter storm warning. And you can get a full rundown by heading over to our website here if you missed anything. But we do look to quiet down in time for the weekend.
And CBS News is coming up next. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.